Let's take a closer look at how these protector parts operate and their strategies for keeping us safe. First, creating barriers. Protective parts might create emotional or physical barriers. You might emotionally distance yourself from others to avoid getting hurt. And be aware, too, that protectors are often afraid of extreme emotions, that if they allow you to go to deeper parts of yourself, those exiles, they're afraid of those emotions that may come from that. And so let them know that you're aware of that and spend time getting the protectors permission, acknowledging and hearing all of their fears and concerns before you go deeper, because they've been bypassed a lot and they have a lot of fears of that happening again. Initiating defensive behaviors is another strategy that these protectors have been doing for a long time. And these parts might prompt behaviors like arguing, shutting down, or deflecting blame when you feel criticized. Avoiding situations like my avoider. They often push you to avoid situations perceived as threatening, leading to procrastination or skipping social events. And using distractions, like my protector wanting me to look at my phone, to zone out, get some space from this place where you don't belong in its mind. And trying to protect us from embarrassment that it perceives may be coming. But things are different now. And these parts employ distractions like immersing yourself in work, that workaholic part. Man, I resonate with that too. Or scrolling through social media to avoid facing uncomfortable emotions. It's crucial to remember that these protective parts are not our enemies. They're trying their best to protect us based on past experiences where what they're doing and how they're doing it probably made a lot of sense. Remind them who you are and that you're older now and that they're not alone. We're not trying to put them out of a job either. We need them, but there may be an easier way. And we've got this internal team that you are leading and have the capacity to lead. Here's how you can work with them. First, acknowledge their good intentions. Take a moment and thank these parts for their efforts. For example, say something like, "Thank you for trying to keep me safe from embarrassment." And I find that many clients, they don't realize that these protectors have been working a long time. And often they think they're ready to go to those younger, more vulnerable parts, but the protectors still have questions. They need to know that they are seen. They need to be thanked. And so don't bypass this. First, notice them, spend some time with them, and let them know that you know they're doing the best that they can. And then understand their origins. Reflect on the origins of these protective parts. Understanding why they act the way they do can provide valuable insight. And then after you build their trust a little bit, explore alternative strategies. And maybe it's after you build their trust a lot is probably a better way to say that. Consider other ways to achieve safety and comfort without intense reactions. And maybe this is through practicing mindfulness or setting boundaries. And then foster dialogue. Engage in a conversation with your protective parts. Ask them questions like, "What are you trying to protect me from?" And that gives you an indicator of that younger, more vulnerable exile that is underneath. And there comes a point where you let them know that if they can trust you and they can go with you if they want, but they don't have to, is you can go to that exile. And maybe that's with a practitioner and it can be healed. And that exile and this protector, like the avoider, can be unburdened so that they can have space for those things like calmness, compassion, curiosity, the gifts that they bring, those aspects of self that make you who you are today.